It's always a challenge to follow Don Rickles. The greatest living argument against human cloning.
Great.
When Jan Murray arrived here this afternoon, he was close to death. I was frightened. I must say I was frightened. Because I have so many things to do, I figured this is going to be a long afternoon here. Jan he stumbled in. They had to carry him and thing. I said, I said, Jan. He said, no, I can't. I don't think. I said, Jan, don't talk, don't go up, don't. You'll have a fall. So, Jan, now that I know what revives you, we're going to keep dying, just the guys ahead of you, so we can keep you going, and going, and going, and go. Buddy Hackett is sitting right in the back of Don Rickles. God bless you. Buddy is with the White Panthers. Lorna, Milton would have been alive today if it wasn't for you. All that sex, all that love. Practically everything that I have written on this paper has been said, and eloquently, this afternoon by all the speakers. So, I have a choice. Do I cut to the chase, or do I just do it because I wrote it, and maybe you'll find one little inkling of Don, you're right, that's rolling around on my head. I'm not going to let it. So here goes the full shot. Not a great shot, it's a shot. In the 30s, Milton's appearances at Low State on Broadway were tantamount to the Messiah arriving to spread the gospel. Every show was a sermon on the Mount to his true believers, the neophyte comedians of the neighborhood, street corners, the public and high school clowns of the 5 boroughs. We sat, we watched, we laughed, we learned. And we were awed by this hurricane of talent and energy as his raucous verve ripped the house apart. Larry, I know a couple of words myself. He sent us out of the theater with our dreams intact, more determined than ever to dedicate our lives to the noble endeavor of making them laugh. During that perilous journey when my rhythm and timing, the 2 main ingredients of the funny fraternity, were still a few semesters away. Note that for me epitomizes who Milton was. One night in the 40s, I was just out of uniform. I was a bellhop at the Astor Hotel. Little humor. After watching a fight together at Madison Square Garden, we went to see Francis Faye appearing at the famous door on 52nd Street. We walked to the club, discussing the fights we had just witnessed, and waiting for the light to change at 52nd Street and 6th Avenue, Milton told me that the great lightweight champion, Benny Leonard, once told him that the most vulnerable spot on the chin was right there. He illustrated where with 2 fingers and knocked me cold. I was out like a light. He couldn't revive me, so he picked me up. A hulk of a man like me, and threw me over his shoulder and carried me into the famous door. Francis Faye, who was performing at the piano, spotted Milton and announced that Milton Berle was in the house carrying a person. On the applause, Milton walked on the floor with me still wrapped around his shoulder, grabbed a mic and did 20 minutes. I was fully conscious by then, but I didn't interrupt him because I wanted to hear my act. The line was, "He's not heavy, father, he's a midget." I reiterate for all of us, Milton was bold, brash, benevolent, and he had the balls to be funny. As Milton takes his seat in the pantheon of the comedy greats, he will be at peace amongst the folks who had one thing in common. They loved to perform. They just loved it. And nobody loved it more than Milton Berle.